Okay, we're ready. Time for us to get started. So, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world, whatever time it may happen to be, wherever you are. My name is Roger Garth. It's my pleasure to be a host of the call right now. We've got people calling in on this call from the USA. We've got people calling from Australia. We've got people calling from all over the UK and Europe as well. So, as I say, wherever you happen to be calling in from, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. For the sake of the presentation right now, I'm going to pass this over to a gentleman that I was introduced to about 8-9 months ago now. In that time, he's been helping each and every one of us build a rapidly growing business around the world. And it's grown to a degree that I've never seen with any other business I've ever been involved in. He's our upline from the USA. He's become a very good friend in the time that we've known him. His name is Brandon Boyd. Brandon, can you hear me?
I can, loud and clear. Can you hear me, Roger?
Certainly can, Brandon. I'm going to hand this over to you, and I'm going to let you take control of it right now. I'll keep control here because some people seem to be coming on with the microphones on, so I'll make sure that we keep it all muted.
All right, perfect. And when you can, Roger, make me at least a co-host so I can show my screen.
Do that as we
guys. Super excited for the opportunity to be on. I'm on these calls every week. We actually do these particular calls 2 times a day. We're doing a three-a-day blitz right now, all week long, where we're showing people what we do. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is because it's helped so many people in over 100 countries. 230,000 active people are doing what we are doing, guys. So this is not a small thing. This is not a waste of time. This is a time really to be able to look into something and say, look, I'm open for change. If you're open for change, go to the chat box and I want you to type open, O-P-E-N. I want to see how many people are open for change. And the reason why I say this is because a lot of people are in a situation right now that they're not excited about. They're broke financially. They're broke emotionally. They're broke spiritually. They're broke within their relationships, and they just feel broke. Now, the good thing about being broke, it is temporary, whereas being poor is eternal. It's a mindset. And so what I want to do is show you guys how from your phone and from your computer that you can transform your situation. So I have not had a job in 16 years. My wife and I have raised 6 children. 2004 is the last time that I actually had to get a W-2 check from somebody. And so I feel very grateful that I've been in a position where I've been able to help so many people for so many years. And for the last about 5.5 years total, I've actually been able to teach people how to trade. I've spoken in over 40 countries. And that's 40 with 40. I've spoken in 40 countries around the world. I've seen literally hundreds of thousands of people. And so this is something I'm really passionate about. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a share screen with you guys because I want to show you what it is that we're doing and why it's so powerful. If there's ever a time that you guys can't see my screen, just let me know. But a question that I was asked 5.5 years ago is, what if you could take advantage of the largest financial market in the world? And when they asked me that question, I thought they were talking about the stock market. And they told me it's the foreign exchange known as Forex, which does, according to a recent statistic from last year from Bloomberg, does over $6 trillion per day. That's longer than your phone number with the area code included. That's a lot of trading volume. If you look at the stock market, it does about 22 billion. So you have 22 billion versus 6 trillion. And the reason why I say that is that means that there's a lot of money to be made inside of this market for you guys, okay? Now, if that's the case, what does that mean to you, and how can you capitalize on it to your benefit? So essentially, how can you get your piece of the pie? Well, first, you need to understand how currency trading works. Let's say I left the United States and I went to Germany. When I get to Germany, in order to make purchases, I actually have to exchange my US dollars for the euros, which is what they would use in Germany. If I then go from Germany to Mexico, I have to exchange my euros for the pesos. So this, in its simplest form, is how foreign currency works. The value of the currency of each country changes all day long, 24 hours a day. And so this means the money that you exchange could actually be valued higher by the time you exchange it back for your original US dollars. But here's the problem. Most people don't have the time or money to travel around the world exchanging money. So we've made this easy. You can trade currency right from your phone or computer through following strategies we have put together. Now, from doing this, you have the opportunity to make money all day. All right. Now, if it sounds too good to be true, I'm going to show you guys how this works. The first thing that we do is we teach and educate you through Go Live sessions on how to trade both Forex and digital currency from over 100 plus educators all throughout the day and night in multiple languages. In fact, our company, which is known as I Am Mastery Academy, is the #1 exchange market education platform in the world, okay? Which means you can plug in day and night, part-time or full-time, and you can learn how to trade in the largest financial market in the world. I'm actually going to show this to you, okay? I just do a stop share. I'm going to take you on to Go Live, all right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show you guys a live trade and how this actually works. So when you log into Go Live, think of Go Live like Zoom. You guys are on a Zoom right now, and this is basically a webinar platform. I can go in here and I can choose my language. You see, we have all these different languages in here. We have our top featured sessions on really kind of who's bringing the most heat. You know, who are the ones that are gaining the most traction, you know, on all the sessions. In fact, you can actually see Kimberly Torres on here twice. Why? Because she's a beast. That's why. Now, you go in here and you pick a channel. And so, like, I like to do what's called HFX. That's known as high frequency Forex. And I'll show you kind of how that works. But if I go here on Go Live, and I just got logged out 1 second, let me log back in. And I click on HFX, what it's going to do is it's going to bring me to a calendar. Now, all I have to do is line up this calendar with my calendar on when I'm going to be available, and same with you guys. And so we just go down and we just say, okay, who do I want to follow? Like, one of the guys that I like is Matthew Thayer. So I click on Matthew Thayer. And like, for example, tonight, Matthew Thayer and Millie are actually going to do a session together. Okay, so talk about cashing in. You guys have the opportunity tonight, and I know for some of you it might even be the middle of the night or very early morning hours. But I want to show you an example of kind of what one of their sessions would actually look like. So I have a very simple system. And what we do as part of this system is we tell people to partner with us, become a customer, and copy the experts. I'm going to repeat that. Partner with us, copy the experts. A lot of times people want to come in and kind of reinvent the wheel and do it on their own. You reinvent the wheel, you're going to get smashed in the face. All right? What you want to do is you want to copy the people that have already made it happen and are being very successful. So let's say we're on the session. Here's Matthew Thayer. He's one of our guys training. This guy's made millions of dollars, and he's going to teach us on what he sees. Now, guess what I do? I go to my broker. Your broker's like a bank. And he says, guys, we are going to trade the USD, which stands for United States dollar, and the JPY, which stands for Japanese yen. I click on that. We're now looking at the USD JPY. I'm watching his session. He's explaining what's going on, what he's looking for. And what he says is we're going to do a 1 minute trade. So I have it set to 1 minute. And I have a fixed time. He says, now guys, make sure that you're doing between 1 to 3% risk per trade. Therefore, we have good risk management, which we teach you guys what that means on our sessions. And so just as an example, I'm actually going to take a trade here. Now, I'm not going to do any analysis, all right, but I'm going to take a trade. And basically the way that it works is this broker says that out of this $10 that I'm risking on my account, they're going to pay out 71%, which means it's going to pay out $7.10 USD if I win the trade, okay? Now, if he says it's a call, that is a buy. If it is a put, that is a sell, which means that he believes that this trade or these currencies, as far as the USD and JPY, is actually going to go in a downward direction. So in this example, he says, guys, we're going to do a 1 minute trade. I want you to hit the call button. I hit the call button. We're just watching the go live, okay? I go back here, and let me show you how simple this is and how it works. Now you can see where I bought in at 107.107. I risked $10. which means that that is what I'm going to lose on my account if the trade loses. Now, how do I know if it loses? Well, if at the end of this vertical dotted line that's in green, if it is not above that green line, I would then lose that trade. If it is below the line, if it is above the line at the end of that 1 minute, I actually profit on the trade and my account grows. So it's very simple, guys. All you do is you literally go out and go live, you put in the trades, and you just copy what they're doing. In fact, I have a real simple system. Watch how this works. So Brandon Boyd's system. I want you guys to see how simple this is. Here we go. Maximize the screen. Step 1, attend go live, copy trades from the experts. That's pretty simple. How long is it going to take me? Maybe 30 minutes a night, 45 at the max. Step 2, I'm going to master the strategy. Now, there's a lot of strategies out there. We follow one called Cash Trap. You guys don't have to, but that's what I do. And then step 3, I want to learn the skill and repeat the process, which means I want to master the trading. I don't want to just have people give me a fish. I actually want to teach people how to fish. And that's why I tell people on here, if you want to do well, attend go live and copy their trades. If you want to get rich, eventually you want to learn the skill and do your own trades coupled with the go live sessions. Okay. So all we have to do, like I said, is get on the live sessions and take you back to the share screen here. Get on the live sessions and literally watch what he's teaching on here. What he's going to do is he's going to bring up, see, like right here, he just won that trade. So he won $2,600 on just that one trade, 2,600 USD. Okay. And so basically when he puts in a trade, you put in that trade. See how it has an up arrow? What that indicates is, hey, on this particular trade that he's looking at, so let's say it was the USD JPY and that arrow's up. If he says, hey guys, this looks like a potential buy situation here, because we believe, according to this service and this hourglass and the strategy that we're using, we believe that it's actually going to continue to go up for the next several minutes. It could be 3 minutes, it could be 5 minutes. And so the system will actually update, because let's say that there's some news that comes out or something like that. All right. Well, the system will actually update and say, well, now the arrow's down. So if you're going to go ahead and put in a trade, what you want to do is put in a put, not a call. And that's the reason why, guys, you want to listen to the experts, is so that you can understand how this works. And I cannot emphasize to you guys enough how important it is for you to listen and actually watch the experts. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to share screen on here, because I want to continue to show this to you guys. So think of this like a university or a college that you guys are actually attending, okay? You know, unlike most situations where when you graduate from school, so many people really can't even apply what it is that they learn. And by the way, I will never criticize school. Here's what I've told my own kids, and I have 6 of them. Don't rely on school alone. The greatest education you're ever going to get is the experiences of life. You want self-education, not necessarily formal education. Because formal education will make you a living, self-education will make you a fortune. And that's why I'm teaching you guys right now. You want to get this information and you want to apply it. But first, you're going to listen to the experts. Now, one of the things that we have, and this is only an option, okay? And I'm just going to share this with you guys for a few minutes. Do not jump off, because I want to answer your guys' questions in the chat box, all right? One of the things that we teach people is how, if they want to create another revenue stream, which I assume most people do, they want more money, just like they want more time, is how to become an affiliate, where you can start the process of getting paid to share this with people on social media, okay? So by enrolling people into our academy, just like we did enroll them into college, all right? The company, which is known as I Am Mastery Academy, they will pay you a commission, not once, but ongoing. Now, what this does for you is it not only creates more income, but it also gives you more money to trade with, because so many times I have people telling me, Brandon, I don't have any money. I don't have any money. Don't have any money. Well, this is a great way to start producing more money outside of your job so that you can actually compound your wealth through trading and investing it. That's one of the things I'm going to teach you guys at the very end. So one of the things that we do is that when a person first becomes involved, one of the steps that I tell them is, you know what, guys, why not just get enrolled into your college for free? And like we do here in the US, I mean, it's just better to get a scholarship, right? Because now you've got everything paid for. Well, we have the same program. Share it with two, membership is free. Share it with two, you now got a scholarship to our academy. It's really, really powerful, okay? It's called Two and Free. Now, even better, if I shared it with one more person, the company actually pays me $150, not once. They pay it on a monthly basis because I have 3 subscribers inside that academy. And what naturally starts to happen when people see the value is the key word, and they're making money, they're actually going to start to share the program with people on social media. That's how we grew to 230,000 active subscribers with 0 paid advertising by the company. Isn't that pretty amazing? We're doing over $20 million a month just on that. That's crazy. All right. Now those 3, they share with a few. They just duplicate the same process. You got 12 customers. You're making $600 a month. I know people watching this right now, you could use an extra $600 a month. I don't even need to ask, because I know you're thinking, my gosh, man, that could cover groceries. That could pay for insurance. That could pay for car payments, house rent, and those kinds of things. And the thing I love about what we're doing is you don't even have to sell anything, because people can make money. Listen to this. You can make money without actually telling anyone about it. Yet that's exactly what starts to happen. They can't not talk about it when they're making money, because it's exciting. Those 12, they share with a few, you got 30 customers. You're making $1,000 a month. The company's paying that to you. How? Because they make money from subscriptions, which are then paid back to you. Because people ask, well, how does a company make money, right? Company makes money, just no different like a school, by getting the subscriptions. They then take a portion of the subscriptions and pay them back to you as the affiliate, as basically an ongoing thank you. Okay, now this is where it starts to get crazy. 75 customers is $2,000 a month. 225 customers, $5,000 a month. 500 customers, $10,000 a month, and so on and so forth. In fact, one of the ranks we have on here that are not even shown is Chairman 750, which we have 3 individuals that have hit Chairman 750 in the last 2 weeks, which is a minimum of 750,000, not a year, but per month. Okay, which is just, it's just nuts. Not even counting the money they make trading. Okay, so it is really, really powerful, guys. There's no, unlike a job, or at least most jobs, there is no ceiling on your income. You guys can make as much money as you want. All right, and that's why I do this. My wife's never had to work a job since we've been together. Why? Because what I'm showing you right now works. I make enough money where I could probably pay the bills of every neighbor on my street. If they combined all of their bills together, I could probably pay all of their bills by myself. That is the power, guys, of what we're doing. Now, you're probably wondering, Brandon, sounds great, but 2 questions people usually have. How much does it cost? And how much time do I have to put into it? Well, as far as time, it's just like exercise. You can put in as little, as much time as you want. If you want to copy and paste trade ideas, 5-10 minutes a day, maybe hop on Go Live 30 minutes, okay? It's 100% worth it. As far as cost, I recommend that people start with at least the Platinum package, which is $235, or the HFX $235. You guys can start with what you want. The monthly, which is $174.95, it is month to month. There is no contract. And what's awesome about this is that you can actually get rid of it in 2 ways. Number 1 is you can refer 2 customers and get it for free. Or number 2, simply make more money trading than you pay on the package price. Okay, that's what really brings the value. Now, one of the amazing things that the company does is that they give a 7-day money back guarantee. So if you decide that this is not for you, no sweat, just contact the company, cancel your subscription, and be done with it. But here's what I will say. It will cost you money to quit. That's the bottom line, because you will not be able to tap in to the $6.6 trillion a day. Okay. And so again, the thing I love about this is you don't need to sell anything to anybody. Just use the service and make money. Okay. You need to trade. You need to invest. Most people I meet, nobody's investing. They don't even have any savings, for crying out loud. They have no savings. They're not investing. And how do you think that their situation is going to change? I mean, this is $5.84 a day, guys. $5.84 a day. They're like, I don't got that money. 2 hours later, I see that person driving through the Starbucks drive-through, and they get themselves their coffee. But they do not have $5.84 for their future. Instead, they make Starbucks wealthier and wealthier and wealthier. And you've got to decide to start investing in yourself. And that's why Warren Buffett says, if you don't find a way to make money in your sleep, you will probably work until the day that you die. And so the rules are simple. You want to make money, which, by the way, broke people talk about income. Rich people talk about net worth. They talk about assets. So you want to use the money to make more money, and then you want to repeat the process. Because the people that are well off, they don't work for money. Money works for them. And that's one thing I learned many years ago is if I want to change my situation and become debt free and really project myself, far ahead, where it'd take an absolute catastrophe for everything to go down, then I got to get money in the ground. Put that seed in the ground and get that thing growing, water it, harvest that thing, get the money working for you. I like what T. Harv Eker said in Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. He said, you need to take every dollar that you have and make it a soldier that is working for you. Why? Because interest is a termite that is working against you every single day. It is a termite. And so what I've decided to do for myself and for my family and for so many other people is to say, let's put ourselves in a position where we can get money to work for us instead of us just working for money. So with that, Roger, I'm going to turn it back to you. And if there's questions in the chat, I'm going to stay on. I want to get those questions answered. And I really, really appreciate you guys for giving me the opportunity to be on here. And I'm super excited to get a chance to work with you. So Roger, I'll turn it back to you.
Thanks for that, Brandon. So guys, if you've got any questions, feel free to ask them right now, because you have someone who's been doing this now for almost 5 years, and he can answer those questions for you. Brandon, I do have a question to kick this off. I was talking to someone maybe an hour ago, and he asked me a question that I think will be running through the minds of an awful lot of people when they first see a presentation like this. And the question was, how long will it take me to learn how to trade?
Yeah. Great question. That was actually the question I had in the beginning. And it's a valid question too, because what that really says is, I like this, but I kind of need to know up front how long this is going to take me, because I got other stuff going on, right? And so the good news is this. Here's what I tell people. Because in the beginning, I want people to copy. You can actually learn how to copy and actually make money in your first week, all right? So I used to be a trainer at the gym. If people did not start seeing results in the first week, they did not come back, okay? So like here is in their first week, if they copy the experts, they can actually start making money the first week. Now, as far as learning the process, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, maybe a couple weeks or something like that, as far as just getting on a few of our sessions. And you're like, oh man, this is actually not that hard, because you just watch that strategy over and over and over again. And next thing you know, you got it. What I'm finding is the sessions that we're doing, people know after a few sessions, they actually know what to do, and then they can actually start applying it. So copying in the first week, you can start making money your first week, even if it's on a demo account. And so I'd say maybe in a couple weeks, you kind of get it down, you start kind of mastering the skill of trading and stuff like that. That's what it will take. I would recommend personally a minimum of 30 minutes in a day, an hour. As much time as you're able to put into it is definitely good. because the reality is most people have quite a few hours, even outside of their work, that they have for kind of downtime. And so I would definitely put in some of that time for sure in learning this. But within your first week, you can actually start making money.
Perfect. Okay, I've got a question that's come through from a lady on the panel right now, and she wants to know how much should she pay, 300 or 174? I've got an idea what she's looking at there, but I'll let you answer.
So we have a package called the Elite package. The Elite has everything included. You can always add or eliminate stuff. So that's really up to you. I tell people just get back with the person who referred you, and you guys talk about what you want. Most people start with the 235, but you can certainly start with the Elite. The Elite just gives you everything that we have in our company. So it gives you the 4X package, it gives you the HFX package, it gives you the DCX, which is digital currency. So you get 4X, you get the high frequency, and you also get the DCX as well. And then we're launching ECX on top of that. So it just gives you access to everything. One person asked, thanks so much for the training session. How sustainable is this business? And how does the company generate so much money with all the chairmen? How do they pay someone 750 grand a month? So I actually did a video on that one too. Let me answer that. So as far as sustainable, so the company's been in business for 7 years. With the sustainability, the overhead of the company is very low because everything is digital. So they would have a very high profit margin with everything just being virtual. As far as how does the company generate so much money, the way that it works is that all the chairman ranks that are paid are based upon subscriptions that are paid. So let's say that the company generated $100,000 for the day. Out of that 100,000, with all of the commissions that they would pay back to the affiliates, it could be 25 grand, it could be 30 grand, 35 grand. So that leaves about 60 to 70% that would actually go to the company for its overhead, for the educators that they pay, and all the other marketing costs and stuff that they have to put together, all the programmers that they have, all the marketing, the whole marketing team. So all of that overhead could be covered easily within that 60 to 70%, even if the company was paying out 30% back to the field. So if they're paying one guy $750,000 a month, you need to understand the company is bringing in nearly $25 million a month. So just to give you an idea, the company could be paying out with all the affiliates $8 million, $9 million, $10 million a month. So that's going to leave them nearly a $15 million profit margin that they can actually run the company. So the company is always ahead because even with having staff and all that kind of stuff, everything is virtual. So they don't need the buildings. They don't need to ship anything. They don't have to deal with all the inventory and stuff like that. So that makes a difference. Another question, what's the quickest strategy to learn if someone wants to master one strategy quickly? Look, there's a lot of strategies out there. We have different services. The one I use is called Cash Trap. It's with HFX. It's the one that we like to use, we train on, but I can't say it's the only one. There's a lot of strategies out there. Really, it comes down to the person. And going back to the other question, how sustainable is the business? The sustainability really comes down to actually you know, because the company, they've been around for 7 years. They're growing. They put in 130,000 people just since March 1st, right? But it really comes down to how sustainable are we? You know, do we show up when we say we're going to show up? Do we do what we say we're going to do? Because at the end of the day, that's really what it comes down to. Yeah, and as far as the strategy, though, there's a lot of strategies. The one we use is called Cash Trap with HFX. I like it. We have success with it. And that's what works for us. What other questions you guys have? Any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat box. And again, I do this call actually a couple of times a day. I also do the training calls with my trading partner on a daily basis that we do for free to the team to teach them kind of the details on how we actually look for trades and what we're looking for to enter a trade.
Sorry, Brandon, I just want to expand something on that last question, just for you, just for the person who asked the question. They said how long to master one strategy, and you're talking about your training partner there, Dr. Josh, who does an awesome job of actually teaching this to other people. How long have Josh and yourself been teaching Cash Trap, this one strategy?
As far as teaching, a couple weeks. As far as implementing, we've been doing it for about 3 months.
Okay, so in 3 months, you've gone from learning it to teaching it.
frankly, Roger, we learned it so quick. We actually could have taught it after a week, but we didn't want to yet because we wanted to make sure that we kind of had things down, that we could answer the questions and stuff. We really could have taught it in the first week, but yeah, it's
Yeah, and
been,
that was really the point that I was trying to get to, because I know that I have people who I've introduced to the company who are so excited when they watch the training between yourself and Josh, because it is so simple, it is so clear, and so easy to follow, and yet you've mastered that, and I do mean mastered that in a matter of a few short months.
yeah. And here's what I tell people, guys, and this is really powerful because people are like, how long is this going to take me? Let's say it took you 6 months. We know that 6 months is going to go by whether you do nothing or you decide to participate. The 6 months will go by. Now, if it took you 6 months, which it shouldn't, but if it did, think of where you'd be 6 months from today with that skill. You'd be like, holy crap, I'm making more money trading than I do in my job. There's people that make more in one day trading than they do the whole week at their job. And so that's what I tell people is the time is not really the concern. It's a matter of, does it actually work? Because if it works and people are making money, I've seen people spend hours and hours and hours at a time doing this because they love it. People love doing things that are making them money. They don't care about putting in hours and hours and hours a day because they really enjoy it.
Yeah, and I have to say, just to put that into some kind of context as well, people who get a regular job like a plumber or an electrician, they go to college and they study at work and they become an apprentice for 4 years before they're qualified to do what they do, and they get paid a whole lot less.
Yep.
So we have someone who's putting their hand up, and I'm guessing they're connecting to audio, so they've got a question. Tony, if you can type your question in, I'll happily ask the question for you. So whilst Tony's typing that in, if anyone else has anything they need to ask, then great. But I think we've really covered the essence of what we have here. As far as opportunities are concerned, this is truly an awesome opportunity, and it's something that's spreading around the world at an absolutely crazy, crazy rate, and it's something that anyone can participate in. My personal experience when people are watching this for the first time, the biggest question that's really running through their head is, can I do this? And when we consider that we have teenagers doing this, and we have people like myself who are north of 60, anybody can do this business. So guys, Tony hasn't put his question in, so I'm guessing perhaps we've maybe already covered it.
Is you have to do charting before you enter into a trade. We do the charting for confirmation. When you're there in the beginning, you just put in the trade. You just do the trade that the person tells you to put in. And then once you learn the skill, you'll actually be able to do your own charting, because when a trade idea will pop up, you'll actually be able to verify and confirm that it's a good trade idea by looking at the chart. So that's something that we teach you through the process. So that's why I tell people, you actually earn while you learn. You don't have to wait to learn to earn. You actually earn while you learn. So that's part of our system. What times and days do you do these presentations? It's different. I know here in the U.S., we do our trainings on 100chairman.com at 3 p.m. Eastern and 8 p.m. Eastern 2 times a day. And then Roger here has a few calls a week as well. And so I do these ones on Wednesday at this time.
Perfect. Okay. So guys, you've heard, we've answered pretty much all the questions that we can see in here. You've heard the scale of the opportunity that's available for you. The only question now is, how quickly do you want to get started? What I would suggest you do is get back to the person who invited you to watch this call and ask them how you get started. Here's the really, really cool thing about this business that I like. This is a way that you can be in business for yourself, but not by yourself. We have an awesome community of people that will work with you every single minute of every single day that you're involved with this. We're a global company. We operate in more than 120 countries around the world, and pretty much 24/7, there is someone who can answer your questions for you. As Brandon just said, we do these calls multiple times a day. We're going to do another call same time tomorrow. So if you want to get back on the call tomorrow, I'm actually going to be start again. I'm actually going to be interviewing a young lady who's been with us for just a few short weeks, and she's getting some amazing results. And I wanted to tell her story just so that you can see what someone who's brand new to this can do in a very, very short space of time. So use the same link that you've got at the moment at the same time tomorrow, and I'm going to do that all over again. In the meantime, thanks for calling. My name is Roger Garth. We'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.